Mid-size sedans are the middle C of automobiles. Basic, boring, fundamental, stuck squarely in the middle. Now, if you're looking for more of this or this, well then, I suggest you buckle up and enjoy this defiant, mid-size masterpiece.
Welcome to the John Kent Show at Kent's Firestone. How are you,
I thought
Mr.
it was
Kent?
the David Black Show.
No. This is the John Kent Show for sure. We came the day after Memorial Day, and you guys had a few customers in. We came the day.
You hardly got on the driveway.
I barely got on.
Barely.
No, actually, I didn't. Actually, I parked across
the street,
yeah.
and then I ran you off.
But you did. But that's okay.
Yeah, I know. You said you'd come back.
I come back.
You came back, folks.
Yeah, today, and you guys are busy again. But that's not unusual here at Kent's Firestone.
We'll take a little break to talk to David Black, one of the Black brothers from Newport.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'll talk to anybody, folks.
I guarantee you.
Let anybody in that front door. Come on down.
Whether he's a paying customer or not, just come on in.
You don't pay me nothing. I gave you money.
I know. There's nothing like
Can you
coming in.
believe I had to pay him to do this program?
Well, we will say this: it's money well spent for you, sir.
Oh, I hope so.
Yes, sir.
I hope so.
How's John Kent and Kent's Firestone?
We're just doing fine.
Good.
Had a good Memorial Day, you know. Got to take a day off. Got to mow the lawn.
Yes,
yeah.
I did that on Memorial Day.
Yeah,
I did that.
So, and I understand your son's out mowing lawns today.
Trying to.
Gave you the option of mowing lawns or doing commercials, and you picked commercials.
Wonder why.
Oh, I
Yeah, wonder why. Yes,
that.
sir.
Hey, it's June.
Yeah.
And June is busting out all over. Well, I mean, we've got tire sales going on.
Right.
Hey, listen, folks, we've continued the $60 rebate on the Firestone products. If you have a Firestone account already or you open one, you get $90 instead of $60. That's not too bad.
No, sir.
It's nothing worth sneezing at, you know. And this worked really well last month. It's continued until July the 4th.
Okay.
So we have the whole month of June and a little bit of July. And so if you're needing some product and you want to save some money, and you know the nice thing about these rebates, there's no, well, what was the regular price? What is it? You know, that's
Sure.
the regular price.
Sure.
And in addition to that, you get the rebate. And we've got that on the Firestone lines. So come in and take advantage of it.
So I want to say one thing about, and this is math, and my wife gets on to me all the time about $60 to $90 is a 50% increase. That's a 50%. 50% of 60 is $30, so you add the 30 to the 60 and you get 90. Now, if you go the other way, $90 compared to 60, that's only a third discount, a 33 and a third. How does that work out? How does math do that?
Math is something I don't do.
I don't do math very well either.
I know there's
$60,
and I know you can get $90, and I know how to get you from here to here.
And that's all that matters.
It doesn't matter how much there is between here and there.
That's right.
Because
it's here.
$90 will spend better than $60.
You know, 90 is more than 60.
That's good math.
Yeah, it is good math.
That's the only math I need to know.
I learned that in 11th grade.
You did?
Yes, sir.
At Newport?
Yes, sir. We taught a high caliber math at Newport.
Yeah, you
It took me
did.
11 years to get it, but I got it.
That's good.
I got
That's
it.
good.
Well, what else is going on this?
Well, I want to point out to some people, I told you something here behind me, David. This is
Okay.
our drive guard tire. This is our Bridgestone Run Flat.
Okay.
Now, something I have hanging on this now is there are 4 million cars in America right now that don't have spares in them. Do you know if your car has a spare?
Wow.
If you bought a new vehicle, it may not have a spare. It may have a can of Fix-A-Flat in it or a little plug-in air pump to air up your tire. And if it's ruined, you can't air it up. So
they don't have anything in them.
They don't have anything. That's
Space
and,
safe.
and a lot of them in the fine print say spare optional. And,
Wow.
And they probably aren't talked about at the dealer until they get on the side of the road and they open up the trunk and they say, "Where's my spare?" Well, it's on your sales contract. Spare optional.
Really?
And
I'm going to look when I get home.
yeah, you might want to if you have a newer vehicle. So anything from 2010 and up may not have a spare. And this is not just little compact cars. This is some luxury cars and all kinds of cars. You know, it used to be we were accustomed to having a full-size spare, just like the one that's on the car. Had a flat, put it on, you go get it. And then we got kind of used to the temp spares, the little, they call them donuts, you know.
Right, absolutely.
And they're fine, but now we don't even have that in 4 million vehicles. So we have the Drive Guard car that will fix that problem, because you can go up to 50 miles at 50 miles an hour with this tire and not have to worry about having it fixed or getting it off. As a matter of fact, NBC News on the Today Show did an article on the Drive Guard. They have a guy that once a week or what have you does is it real or is it not advertising?
Sure, I've seen it, yes.
And so he went out and put 4 Drive Guards on his car. He got the strip that you see on the commercial and threw it out, the nail strip, spike strip. He ran over it with all 4 tires. His light came on, you flat, got out, you couldn't tell if the tire was flat or not.
Wow.
He drove 50 miles, he drove 60 miles, and after 70 miles, he got tired of driving, so he just turned around and came back. So it really, really works.
It does work, doesn't it?
You know, and it was, I think, the only thing he looked at that day that really worked like the TV commercials said it would. You know, he had some kids' toys and some frying pans and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You've seen that 1995.
1995.
Man, you can get another one for a separate shipping and handling.
Plus, you get
I've
seen all
our ads are right, our tires are right, and they'll live up to their expectations and claims. That tells you something about the company that's making them.
Right.
Bridgestone Firestone, when you see a statement on this tire here that says it's a 65,000 mile tire, it's probably going to do that, you know?
Right.
Unless you've abused it. So there's all kinds of stuff in the marketplace. There's all kinds of prices in the marketplace. But the old adage, you get what you pay for, will be as good today as it was 10 years ago as it will be 10 years from now.
Right.
The sweetness of low price lasts less time than the bitterness of poor quality.
Boy, I like that now. The bitterness of poor quality.
quality.
I agree with you.
We'll catch up with the sweetness of low price, and all of a sudden you'll have a really bad taste in your mouth. So you had to get me over a little experience I had this morning with a little bad taste in my mouth before we did this commercial.
But sweet now, isn't it?
Just keep that in mind.
Yes, sir.
When you're buying tires, the only thing between you and the road is that tire.
It is that.
And the cheapest is exactly what you're getting.
It's the cheapest
The
tire.
least expensive tire I have in the store is the one you'll pay the most money for, because when the least expensive are in other places in town, the cheap tire is gone, these are still going to be running. You got to buy another set of cheap tires, and you'll wind up spending more money in the long run.
Sure.
Plus, I have 3 lines now that are energy efficient, and you'll save up to $450 over the life of a set of tires on fuel savings.
Wow.
You know, you don't get that with a cheap tire.
Right.
Now,
cheap tires are cheap tires.
if you go pay $350 for a set of tires, and then you had to buy another set, that's $700.
Yes, sir.
Whereas if you bought one of our fuel efficiency tires or run flat tires, and you've saved $450 on that set of tires because of fuel efficiency, that's more than you paid for the cheap
other tires.
Right?
That's right. That's exactly right. You do have good math skills.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I do.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Also, the hot summer driving's coming this night. We had a spring this year, folks. First time I can remember in years that we've actually had spring weather. And it's still not unseasonably hot. I can attest to that by how many air conditioners we're filling, because you know, it's kind of warmed up there and people already came in. Now it's cooled down a little bit and they've gone away again.
Sure.
But it's coming. It's Arkansas. You can't avoid those 100-degree days. Those
It'll be warm, isn't it?
With 80% humidity, and you step out the door and swim to your car.
Don't remind me, please, sir. Please.
So let's get that car ready for this hot driving, for those hot roads. come on in and we'll put it up on the rack if you want us to, and we'll give you an inspection on your hard parts and your tires and look it over good for you to make sure. You know, we've had at least 3 customers in the last week that came in and said, I need 2 tires because my back tires are wore out. Put it up on the rack. The outside edge of the front tires was beautiful. Inside edge, the steel was hanging out.
And you couldn't see.
Couldn't see that.
Couldn't see.
that. You look down, you look at them. You know, I'm the only guy in town that goes around like this, and I'm not discouraged. I'm just looking for bad tires.
You're a nut.
But I can spot them. You can't.
Yes, sir.
That's why we want to get you up on the rack and take a look at them for you.
That's why you guys are the best.
Well, I don't know about that, but we try hard.
John Kent, it's always a pleasure to get to come see and find out some things about. I mean, really, the math there, the $450 in saving fuel economy right there. Just hey,
and remember, what's our slogan? At Kent's Firestone, you drive away with time to pay. And if you don't buy anything at all, we're going to give you one of our sweet mints, so you'll always have a sweet taste in your mouth.
Thank you, my friend.
Come see us, folks.
Dairy Queen, grilling and chilling, the grill and chill. We're with Miss Sharon Strecker as we get to visit each and every month, and we get to talk about all the great stuff at the DQ.
That's right. We
How you,
always
girl?
have. I'm fine. How about you, David?
I'm doing great.
Good deal.
Tell us about some of the things that I want to get away from this thing here. I don't know if you can see it in the shot, but new funnel cake a la mode. What is this?
A new funnel cake a la mode. Well, that's a funnel cake, a smaller funnel cake that comes with ice cream. And we have 3 different flavors. We have the caramel flavor, we have the hot fudge, and strawberry.
Yeah, that's what this one is.
Yeah, the funnel cake's got the powdered sugar on it, and then we put topping on it. It is awesome.
Here's the deal. If you wanted the white stuff here, that's good. If you wanted the red stuff here, that's good. If you wanted this funnel cake here, that's good. That brown stuff. That's great.
Well, Dairy Queen will test things and test things and test things. They don't test it for a month or 2 and say, oh, this is going to work.
This is the good.
This has probably been in the test for over a year
Really?
before they finally said, okay, we're going to bring it out. But it's going to be a real hit, and hopefully it'll be a permanent thing. We do some in and out things, sandwiches and desserts. But I got a feeling this may be a permanent thing.
Well, by looking at this one picture that you have, I would think that would be a good seller. I would think as people came into your parking lot, I think when they just looked at that, they go, that's what I want.
I got to have that. I need that.
I need that. What else you got? Gotta get a burger too?
Yeah.
I want that, but I want a burger. But y'all continue to have great new items come along, and the staple items that we've always had, we talk about a lot. Lunchtime's always a special. Come get some lunch here.
That's right, 11 to 4 every day. We've got our $5 lunch. You can get 3 chicken strips, the gravy, the fries, and a drink and a sundae for $5, or you can get a deluxe cheeseburger, fries, drink, and a sundae, or you can get 2 chicken wraps with the fries, drink, and a sundae for $5. You can't beat that anywhere in town.
No, $5 for lunch.
That's right.
And get a treat on top of it. I got to ask you a question. We talked a little bit about my trip that I just made to St. Cloud, Minnesota, and stopped and ate at a Dairy Queen, and I got to get me a couple of treats from the other side of the DQ. And does everybody have the gravy, or is that?
Everybody that sells the chicken strips has the gravy.
I was in Minnesota and ordered a chicken strip basket, and it came out, and there was no gravy.
You probably, Minnesota, of course you're up there close to the home office when you're in Minnesota,
Okay.
But they should have given you a choice of dipping sauces. They should have asked you, do you want the gravy, do you want honey mustard, barbecue sauce, or sweet and sour?
Well, I didn't get asked, and it was okay. The chicken was fantastic.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to embarrass myself or embarrass them to say, I didn't know that they knew what white gravy was from down south in
Well,
Arkansas.
they're supposed to have the gravy.
Okay, good
Yeah,
deal.
they're supposed to have it. Anybody that serves chicken strips Because that's a Dairy Queen staple. I mean, that's.
Oh, I know
that
it is.
gravy.
I didn't know whether it was a good old Southern staple and you didn't get it up north or not.
No, it should be anybody that has the chicken strips will have that country gravy.
Chicken was great, but it just missed something about that gravy.
Gotta have that gravy. Dip them fries in that gravy.
Well, actually, you know, I've been dipping my onion rings in the gravy.
Oh, have you? I hadn't tried that.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to do
And
that.
what I do, I put a little ketchup on it. I put the ketchup on a plate, dip it down there, and then dip it in the gravy, and then some of the ketchup gets in the gravy. It's great.
Gravy and ketchup?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, well, I haven't tried that.
On an onion ring.
Hey, and guess what our blizzard of the month is?
There's no telling, but I would suspect that it's good.
It is. It's cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
Yeah, you know, we're getting in the, you know, you go to the fair and you get cotton candy, you get funnel cakes.
Yep.
So we're having our fair early. We're having cotton
done it, aren't
candy
you?
blizzards and funnel cakes. Now,
The cotton candy is, you talk about a staple, and you talk about going to the carnival. They spin it around, and it's just fluffy sugar is what it is. But as a kid, though, you get it on your mouth, and your hands get sticky, and it's so good, wasn't it?
and ours is pink, you know, so it just fits right in.
Pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty
Father's Day's coming up, you know, so we're going to have Father's Day cakes. So, you know, get your order in early.
Sure.
And so, you know, all dads love our ice cream cakes.
Absolutely, we do. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing, it's not too late for graduation. There's still people out there that need to buy graduation gifts for somebody.
We got gift cards.
Sure.
Got great, you know, gift cards, $5 up to $100.
Yeah.
You know, we can just about serve any need that you have.
Well, I think you can, and again, coming in, it's kind of like you look at the choices and you pick one and it's always great. And then the next time you're in, you pick one and it's always great. And you pick another one and sometimes it's real great. And this is never anything bad.
Never anything bad. It's just that, you know, you're just like I am. There's certain things that we like better than other things.
Absolutely. Yeah, one of those is the Dairy Queen.
One of those is the Dairy Queen. That's right.
Good to see you.
It's good seeing you, David.
Hope everybody has a lovely summer and be safe out there on the road. And as you travel, hope you do business with other Dairy Queens. But while you're here in Batesville,
stop by and see us.
Come see us. What a great pleasure to visit with Darren Caldwell from Unity Health Harris Medical Center. And my friend, it's always a pleasure to get to come to my hometown hospital and visit with the good folks there.
Thank you, Mr. Black. It's a pleasure to have you.
Hey, let me ask you a big question. Did you hear about that announcement we made recently at Unity Health and Harris Medical Clinic?
You know, there was something that came across my desk I might want to go ahead and bring up. Yeah, we had a big rollout last Thursday for state and for the nation, for that matter, to know. Unity Health is now part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network. Now, we didn't buy Mayo. I know a lot of people thought maybe we did an acquisition. You know, Unity came up to Newport, liked it, thought we'd take over the Mayo system, but we did not do that.
Didn't happen that way.
We don't want that to get out yet.
Okay.
But there is an affiliation, a collaboration. What Mayo has done about 5 or 6 years ago, they set it up to where, you know, the world wants to have access to what Mayo's got.
Absolutely.
They have 4,200 physicians and scientists on their staff at all times working on ailments, diseases. They have 1 million people come through their doors every year at either Rochester, Phoenix, or Jacksonville, Florida.
Wow, incredible. That's an incredible
1 million people. So we don't have quite that many here coming through our door. So we feel like they've got exposure to all kinds of different conditions that we would like to be able to tap into. So they've got this expertise out there. And a couple years ago, we approached them about this network and said, hey, we think we might want to be in. So they don't just take anybody. There's 38 systems in the United States. Wow. And across the world. They got a place in Singapore and Mexico and then in Puerto Rico. Some places I might want to go visit, just see how they
see how they're doing
see how they do it up there. They thought maybe they need a little help from Newport.
Yes,
might want to
sir.
go over there and see how they're doing it. But we're going to you have access to all that information. And so it took us about 2 years. They came down to Searcy 2 or 3 times. We went to Rochester and Jacksonville a few times because honestly, we wanted to make sure we wanted to be in.
Sure.
You know, and it's not brag. I've told you before, if it's the truth, it ain't bragging.
That's correct.
So
That's correct.
we wanted to make sure that we were associating ourselves with the organization, even though Mayo's is the best in the world, that we felt like we fit in with the same philosophies and had something to offer, and that obviously we felt like they had something to offer us, and they do. It's going to be a great collaboration. We got a couple of things immediately. What we did is we put what's called AME, Ask Mayo Experts. It's an icon on our computers, and doctors will have the access on their cell phones if they want it. They can hit that icon, they can ask it a question, and all the information that pertains to their question is going to pop up, and they can scan it for whatever information they want to have available. It's only going to be accessible through people with the affiliation with the Unity system. Then, let's also suppose that, God forbid, something happened to you and you got an ailment that a physician that you utilize here locally, and that's what I try to tell folks. Some people are saying, well, why can't I use that computer myself and go straight to Mayo's? Because we don't want to take away the relationship that you've already built with the local. I mean, you've entrusted your life and your family's life with this guy for years. They know you.
Absolutely.
And there's no reason to circumvent it, because most of the time, the doctor that's taking care of you is right.
That's correct.
So there's no reason to believe that they don't know what they're talking about already. But at times, they're going to want to have someone else to kick an idea off of, or have a treatment plan that they want to have checked out. So we've got this thing called e-consult. And what will happen is, if you get to where you have a condition they don't feel perfectly comfortable about,
and that happens.
and it happens all the time.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if you're a mechanic or a cook. You want to have someone else to say, hey, what about this ingredient, or what about this part?
Absolutely right.
So the doctor's going to say, yep. So he gets the record together, and we have some folks in Unity System that has been trained to take that record, send it to a doctor with the Mayo system. And then within 3 working days, he'll contact your doctor back. We've kicked the tires and done a couple test runs already.
Sure.
The physicians that utilize it actually got a phone call on their cell phone direct from the doctor.
Wow.
So they talk about it. This is what you might want to do. So we can expect that kind of turnaround on the things that it's just a little bit of a mystery. We need a little extra. Now, does that mean that you automatically get to go to Mayo's? Well, they can't say that because it's illegal and inappropriate for us to say, hey, if you use us, you get in Mayo's automatically.
Absolutely.
So that ain't the right way to do it.
Right.
But what that does do is it creates a file in Mayo's system for you specifically. So when you go up there, your stuff's going to precede you and you're going to be there already. So, I mean, it may not get you in there automatically, but you got a head start before you ever get kicked off.
Well, there's no doubt that when you make an announcement that you can associate yourself with Mayo Clinic, I mean, it's just a huge, huge plus for all of us here in our community and our health system here, that we're going to be associated with the best and can get some answers. It's a tremendous announcement, my friend.
If you remember the first time you interviewed me, I said, we are here to make Newport the best in the world.
Yes, sir. You did say that.
So the best way to get there is to associate with the best in the world.
I think we're doing that.
So I don't know what else, we've been here about 15 months, put several $1 million into the building, made improvements in our equipment. Now we've brought Mayo to Newport. Ain't bad 15 months.
Darren Caldwell, it's always a pleasure to see you. Congratulations, because that is absolutely huge. And y'all know what we think about the Harris Medical Center right here, Unity Health, our hospital of choice and our hometown hospital. I thank you, sir, so much. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Glad to have you and look forward to many fantastic days.
Hey, Sandy. Well, hello, Sherry. Well, everybody's kind of wondering why we're dressed like this. Well, it's Circus Day. It's Carnival Day at Lindley. Yeah. This is kind of an event we've never had before. We've never done. So we're playing games. We're having fun at Lindley. Oh, already partying. That's right, we are. You're the ringmaster. I'm the ringmaster. I think you're gonna walk some wires. I might. You never know. You never know what goes on at Lindley. We have so much fun here. We have so many parties here.
And we got so many games going today. It's our circus day. We're gonna knock the nose off of a clown over there in just a minute. We're gonna throw it and knock the nose off. We've got prizes. We've got food to go. You know, we're just gonna have a really good time.
We are. Everybody's excited. Everybody's coming out for the carnival. So.
Yeah, you gotta look at all the residents. They have got their glasses on. They are big time into it today. They're excited about it. Wait till they start playing them games.
Oh, I know. I can't wait.
They'll do so
We're all
good.
pretty competitive around here. You know, we're in it to win.
The thing is, you need to drink root beer on days like today, though. I mean, root beer is the day that you're out like that.
Yeah.
But if you can't handle the root beer, we will go with the grape sodas.
Okay. Sparkling.
Grape.
Sparkling grape soda.
Yeah, bubbly.
Bubbly?
Bubbly.
Okay, because we're bubbly around here. We
are.
love to have fun around here.
Exactly.
So anyway, if you haven't been out to some of the Lindley parties, come on down. We have lots of fun. Our residents have fun. We have fun. We're always looking for a reason to have fun around here.
And we've got heart.
We do.
One thing we've got here at Lindley that is wonderful is that we have heart.
We have a big heart.
Everybody's got a heart for loving and showing others and giving them
Come on down,
what
guys.
they need.
Come on.
Hello, y'all. Come on. Come and say hi.
But Lindley is the
Jill,
place
come
to be. We have, like I said, we have such a big heart here.
They're scared of me.
Oh, so you're on TV.
Good deal. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're on TV. But anyway,
Good, thank you.
As you can see, we have so much fun here.
Yes, we do.
We love our residents. Our residents love to have fun.
And it seems like we party all the time.
We do. And we do.
We do party all
Every
the time.
day.
We do, exactly.
Every day. We get to come to Grandma and Grandpa's house and have fun every single day. So come on down and see us. If you haven't been out to Lindley, come by and take a tour. See how much fun we have around here.
Exactly.
And here's Margaret. She can tell you how much fun we have around here.
Every day we have a blast. Put a smile on those residents' faces every
Exactly.
day.
Every day.
Exactly.
It's worth it all.
And we have so much fun around here, Miss Sandy, that kids, when they get out of school, they come here and hang out just to have fun with us and our residents. Isn't that cool?
They enjoy it so much.
They do.
They do.
They do. And we enjoy them being here. And the residents love for them to come.
Exactly.
Dr. Gavin McDowell, Customized Vision Care, and we got to visit this morning, sir, about a lot of things except customized vision
That's
care.
right, that's right, yes.
About your eye vision. We didn't talk anything about that on our pre-show, but we talked about something that's very, very interesting. You took a little trip recently, and I thought you went to the beach. You looked so tan, and
You're the one that got the sun.
yeah, I did that. But interesting story, an interesting week, 10 days or whatever. Tell us about your
10
trip.
days.
Yeah.
It was a 3-day
Three.
trip.
You didn't do all that in 3 days.
Yes, yeah, that's the whole point of doing it, how we did it.
Wow. Tell us about your trip because it is interesting.
My wife and I celebrated our wedding anniversary, and to do so, for some of y'all who don't know, my wife is a Disney travel specialist. So anyway, everything we do is Disney related. So we wanted to do something a little bit outside the box. So we went to New York City and went to a thing called Adventures by Disney. We had a 3-day whirlwind tour of New York City and got to do a lot of neat things. We went to the 9/11 Memorial Museum and the One World Trade Tower and Broadway show and stuff like that. But I was telling David here, I performed on stage.
You got to hear it. I didn't see it.
Well, it wasn't taped. It's not like it was true.
I didn't see it. I didn't see highlights.
I performed on stage at the Apollo Theater.
That is wonderful.
It was so.
Only the elite.
I
get
know.
to do
Well,
that.
no, they have amateur nights as well still.
No, you're the elite.
And I got to rub the little stump. I mean, you know the little story about the stump?
No, tell it.
Back when the Apollo first opened, they had a tree that was in New York City that a lot of performers would go and perform underneath in hopes of getting the attention of casting directors and stuff like that. And that's because this tree was located very close to one of the casting houses.
Okay, gotcha.
And so a lot of people kept getting cast from being around this tree. So people started thinking that this tree was the good luck charm. So people started stealing bark and leaves and limbs, and it was basically they're getting bad decay. So eventually some people decided it had gotten bad enough shape they had to cut it down.
Right.
The proprietors of the Apollo took it upon themselves. They cut off a stump piece about yay big, and it's painted over and all that. It's right on stage, or just off stage. As you go to get on stage, you're supposed to rub that for luck, and that's kind of the tradition. So yeah, it
What a
was
history.
really, really neat.
Little history.
A lot of history that was in New York City. It was a very horizon broadening experience for myself.
Tell me about the 9/11 Memorial.
It was very solemn. I'll say that. It was, I'll put it this way, they have it designed in such a way they're trying to invoke an emotion, an emotional response. And it did. It upset me. I was angry.
Yeah.
After going through that.
Yeah.
But no, it's powerful. Very
Powerful is a great word.
Yes.
I've had several people tell me that those that have been that it is powerful.
It is. It is
And
fantastically done. They took their time with it and did it right. And it was really, it's something I'm glad that I did.
We didn't even talk about this. Tell me about the food. What'd you eat?
Oh gosh, we went to a place called the Red Rooster.
Okay.
It was in.
Did you have chicken?
We did. Yeah, it's in Harlem, and it was soul food. We had that and collard greens and what else? Oh, they had some macaroni and cheese that make you want to slap your mama. It was so good. And some donuts filled with chocolate mousse. Oh, it was good. And we ate at another little place I thought was kind of cool. It's called Ellen's Stardust Diner. It is right off Times Square. All the wait staff are aspiring performers.
Sure.
So they just take turns singing and performing as they're serving your food.
Is that right?
It was so
Is that
cool.
right?
Had breakfast there, and then ate at Guy Fieri's restaurant. Is that how you say his name? Guy Fieri? Some dude on Food Network with a big spiky
Oh
bleached
yeah,
hair.
you're talking about. Yeah.
I had a macaroni and cheese burger. Instead of cheese, it was macaroni and cheese on a cheeseburger.
Really?
A lot better than
Sounds pretty good.
It was.
Sounds pretty good.
Very good.
So the food was good, the entertainment was good. You got to and we go back to entertaining or being on the Apollo. What did you do? Tell us what you did on the stage at the Apollo.
The trip, the Adventures by Disney trip that we went on, actually, it's a group trip, and there was 24 of us, and one of the women on the trip was celebrating her 90th birthday.
Wow.
And this woman, she walked circles around everybody else, but celebrating 90th birthday, so I pulled her on stage and sang happy birthday to her.
You are the man.
I know, right?
You are the man.
and I'm sure she was most appreciative.
She loved it, and that's the only way we were going to get her on stage.
Yeah.
It was her and her mom, or her and her daughter and her granddaughter were all on a trip celebrating
Okay.
this, and so they were very, very appreciative. And it's not that I did it for any effect.
Sure.
I'll be frankly honest, it was a selfish thing. I wanted to perform on stage.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew you'd admit it. I knew you wanted to get up there. All right, who got the picture? Did anybody get the picture?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, a video and all that.
No, I don't think we got any video.
Oh, we did. Well, so we're just going to have to trust that you did that.
I can post some pictures.
Post some pictures so we can look and
yeah.
say, he really did. But yeah, how are we going to know the Apollo? Man, we should together.
I think I can't remember the gentleman's name, but the gentleman they call Mr. Apollo is actually in the background. It's a picture of me rubbing the stump.
Wow, that's cool. Great vacation, wasn't it?
It was not a relaxing vacation. It was
Right.
very, very busy.
Yeah,
We did a
intense.
lot in
Intense.
3 days.
Intense.
A lot in 3 days.
So let's change gears here just a little bit. Tell us what you do here.
I go on vacations a lot. I'm rarely here. I'm always on some beach, as you would think. Or
What
in New
kind
York
of
City.
vision care do you do? It says customized vision care.
Customize.
What?
We customize your care and your vision solutions. Let's call them that.
Vision
to
solutions.
you, because not only you can get. It's the age of the internet. You can get glasses and everything online these days.
Good ones too, huh?
Yeah, they're fantastic. Just like you buy a car online.
That's right.
But no, we take into account what you want to do with your glasses. What do you want to do with your contacts? What are your hobbies? What's your lifestyle? So we get everything. It takes all that little bit of information and we pilot it and put it into your own care plan, so to speak.
Everybody has a different care plan.
Yes.
Yeah, we all have different ones.
Yeah, because you don't want my care plan.
Yeah,
I don't want
and
yours.
vice versa. And what we're trying to get out of our business, number one, we want to be able to see clearly,
Right.
but then again, we want to see with sunglasses sometimes, and we want to see with contacts sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's kind of like, how many tools do you have in your toolbox?
but
A bunch. You don't have just a hammer, and you don't have just WD-40 for things that don't move that should,
No,
and you don't have just duct tape for things that move and that shouldn't.
I have a lot of duct tape.
Gorilla tape is the way to go.
It
I
is.
found that over the weekend.
Is
Love
that right?
that. But yeah, you have all these tools in a toolbox, and that's a guy analogy. How about a woman's analogy? How many pairs of shoes do women have in the closet? They don't wear tennis shoes to church that they wear to work, that they wear to go walking in.
No,
They have a bunch. They have a shoe for everything.
That's correct.
But everybody comes in with the mentality of, I'm going to get one pair of glasses, I'm going to do everything I want to. I want them to change color in the sun. I want to be able to drive them. I want to go to the beach in them. I want to mow the yard in them. I want to do
Yeah, they're
everything in
market
this
weighted.
one pair of glasses. Yeah, we find ways to make most of that work for you
Right,
in
sure,
one pair.
sure.
But if you want to do, the big downside to glasses, what most people think, is the cost. And
Okay.
I'd love to tell you that, we mark that stuff up, and that's the reason I go on vacation.
Right,
It's
sure,
not.
sure.
But anyway, you get what you pay for. in many
Absolutely.
ways. But you're talking about something you're going to use on a daily basis.
Right.
And I have so many people who come in here who, they're smokers, and they complain about the price of their glasses. And so I work through math with them real quick. In case you didn't put pencil to paper, let's talk about these numbers real quick. Glasses, if you break down on a daily basis, it's less expensive than
Cheap.
having pizza twice a month.
Yeah, cheap.
It really is. But-
Cheap. I was visiting with a friend the other night. They were talking about buying an iPad, and they didn't want to spend the $50 for an iPad. And I just made the suggestion. I said, just don't go out and eat 3 or 4 times the way you guys do all the time.
Yeah.
And
Oh, gosh.
Oh, it's bacon
My wife-
lobster. And
My wife and I, we actually facilitate a Dave Ramsey class for our church. And we've done that for years. But it's all about using cash as opposed
Right.
to putting things on credit and
Sure,
all that stuff.
sure.
You'd be surprised how much money you just throw away of going out to eat. And we stop.
I
We
agree.
go. We allot ourselves one night to eat out for a week. That's just to give ourselves a decompression time. Not worry about dinner. But it's like we got a raise.
yeah,
It's amazing how much
It is.
money we save by
It is.
actually, planning ahead, preparing meals, and cooking.
That's right. And that doesn't have anything to do with eye care.
No.
But
Just general health, yeah.
The whole program, yeah, it's a general health deal. And we always talk about health here and the health of your eye.
You know, most of the things that, most conditions of the eye that are detrimental to eye health rarely give you visual symptoms until they're late on in the process. Sure. So, glaucoma, macular degeneration, retinal tears, retinal detachments. And those are acute things, you know, as far as the detachment stuff like that. But your vision may be 2015, and you may have a train wreck going on back there and not even know it. So that's a regular check. And that's the reason I talk to people about, I ask them, when was the last time you had your eyes examined? Oh, it's been 3 years, or longer. I had a gentleman here, he was in his late 40s, first time he ever had an eye exam. I asked him, why did you wait so long? Well, I saw fine. When's the last time you went to the dentist? Oh, it was 6 months ago. I had my cleaning.
That's right.
If every tooth in your head falls out, we can get you dentures, but if your eyes go bad, those false eyes don't work quite as well as dentures do.
You guys do a great job here at Custom.
We try to.
And it's professional service, and it's good people, and it's a fun time. It's always a pleasure to get to come visit with you and find out about vacation. And again, we always talk about the pre-show. The pre-show is the funny. Promise me someday in the future, we'll film the pre-show.
I thought we were always filming the pre-show.
For all your vision care,
ocular health, and eyewear needs. We're here.
Customized vision care. We're in the Village Mall in Newport. Come see us if you need any of our services. Shannon McGuffey joins us at White River Area Agency on Aging. We're up in Batesville filming today, and it's always a pleasure to get to see you. We've talked with you on the show previously, and it's always a pleasure to see you.
Thanks. It's good to see you as well.
Tell us a little bit about what you do. You have an enormous responsibility here at White River Area Agency on Aging. Tell us exactly what you do, and let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, I'm the Chief Operating Officer. And so not every program, but many of the programs that the services that we offer here, I oversee those. Okay. Our largest program is the in-home services program, and it's probably what we're best known for. So for that reason, that's one of my largest responsibilities here.
In-home services can be a wide range or wide variety of things that we do. Let's talk about some of those things that we do.
Okay. Well, I think I'll start from how it might start in the beginning if we just got a random phone call. Our care managers will go out to the home and do an assessment of a potential client and just figure out what their needs are. Sometimes they know exactly what they need, and sometimes there are other things that there are resources in the community they don't even know exist. So that care manager gets the ball rolling for all of those types of services, whether or not they ever decide to be an in-home services client. But that's the main role of the care manager, and it's really the first step.
Okay.
And then, assuming that they need in-home services, want in-home services, qualify for in-home services, they'll help them with a program, private pay. If it's a veteran or a veteran spouse, we have several veterans programs that the care manager can just walk them through each of those, the processes for getting approved for those services. One other thing I want to mention, it seems like we often forget, is the long-term care insurance.
Okay.
And so that's something else. So just several different pay sources that are available for us to come in and do as little or as much as that person actually needs to get started. But an RN will come in, and then they'll do a different type of assessment than what the care manager does. That assessment is much more a functional assessment.
Okay.
What do they need help with as far as bathing, eating, getting up out of their chair, day-to-day stuff. And then they try to match a home care assistant to that person.
Okay.
And so we hopefully get an HCA started in their home and keep them at home for as long as possible.
I think one thing that I would like to know is when we use our services, when somebody needs our services at White River, tell me about the paperwork and what, you don't have to go through all the paperwork, because I know there's paperwork that has to be done. Mm-hmm. Y'all obviously in your position, you help with that paperwork to get that stuff done so we can get signed up.
That's exactly right. That's one of the key elements of what the care managers do, because everything when you start needing services, there's just a maze of paperwork for whether it's a Medicare program, whether it's a Medicaid program, whether it's one of the VA programs. You know, there are people that are supposed to help with that, but sometimes they have an expectation that there'll be a small part of that package complete when they get started. And our care managers are just experts at all of those sources, and they help with the paperwork, and they tell the folks okay, we need to, if you're a veteran, we need to have your discharge papers, we need to have your verification, whatever. Those things they have all in line so that when the applications go in, they should be just almost flawless.
Well, we can't do any good at all for anybody until we find out that information. And as far as you say, it just takes a phone call. It takes somebody to let us know. And I know Mr. Ted and I have talked for many, many years about some people might realize that they need hope and need help, but there are others that maybe really don't realize they need help or don't know how to ask for help. And this is what we do. How do we reach us? How do we call? How can, most people that need help probably don't email. What do we need to do as far as a telephone, or how can we get in touch with you guys?
Well, each county of our 10 counties, now watch this: Cleburne, Fulton, Independence, Izard, Sharp, Stone, Van Buren, White, Woodruff, and what did I forget?
Jackson. Did you
there
say
you
Jackson?
go. Your county. That's the one
Jackson.
I skipped. We have an office in each of those counties.
Right.
So they're accessible that way. The number to the Batesville office, who we can hook you up with any of them, is 870-612-3000.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, one more question before we get out here, because I always find it interesting to get to visit with you folks. When people need the services and they call and they talk to the care managers, and then you're in charge, like you say, tell me a little bit about what's a day-to-day what's it like for you to handle so much and have so much responsibility? An average day, because I know you do more than what you can do in a day, but just tell me about an average day and what you do.
There's not an average day.
Okay.
There's nothing normal. That's just a setting on the washing machine.
Sure.
But we go to Little Rock often, and we advocate for seniors and senior services.
Okay.
We also, I say we because Ted and I do that often. I also am here. I field a lot of questions. I'm also I'm going to say the liaison, for lack of a better term, between state offices and our people out in the field.
Right.
If there's a question that comes up, if there's a problem that comes up, oftentimes I'm the one that problem rolls uphill, and I get it and take it to the appropriate person on the state level to try to get those problems solved. That's actually kind of an advantage here. We've been in Little Rock so much of the time that we've gotten to know some of those folks, and we do get some help when there's a hurdle to be jumped or a glitch in the system.
Well, I know help is the word that you use, that we do. That's what we do. We can't do anything for you unless we know that you need some help. We have people in place to help if you need that help. But, it's just an enormous responsibility. And I've often said it takes special people to work in a field like this, because you have to be caring, you have to be loving, and you have to want to go do things for people. And I appreciate what you guys do.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Shanna. And if you have any more questions, you can call us at the number that Shanna mentioned, and or you can come by our offices, any of our offices, if you see throughout those 10 county areas. We can direct you where to go. And thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
White River Area Agency on Aging. We're in Batesville today filming. We appreciate you watching here on the Business Spotlight.
Searching for a good deal and the right vehicle, frankly, can make you dog tired. At Mark Martin Kia, we have over 120 new vehicles to select from. We'll respect your time, your dollar, and we'll treat you right. This is Jeff Salasco inviting you to make the drive to Mark Martin Kia for a doggone good deal.
Honey, do you know where my beige socks are?
Check the walk-in closet.
Richard, are you looking for these? There are two types of people in the world. Those who are content to blend in. These people walk through life like beige socks. uninspired and bored. And there are those who expect more. They're exciting. They have pizzazz. Eventually, the beige sock people get lost or devoured by the ones who stand out. Do you want to be devoured, Richard? No.
What is that?
It's the new Kia Optima. It's like the world's most exciting pair of socks, but it's a mid-size sedan. Please, try it on for size. Whoa. Bo was right. Punch it, Richard. Come on, punch it.
We're at Martin Kia, south of everything, and visiting with my good friend Jeff Salasco. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Well, we get to visit quite often before we get on the air, and we talk about a lot of issues. Some are funny issues, some are not so funny issues, some are serious issues, but the biggest issues that we're going to talk about today are not issues at all. And that's we have got some programs that are second to none at Martin Kia. Jeff, how are you, sir?
I'm great. Been busy.
I know you
like
have.
that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you had to come back twice, didn't you?
We did. We're filming in the middle of the month. We normally film at the end of the month, but y'all were so busy when we got here, couldn't do it, and we came back another time, couldn't do it. So here we are. We got a new program.
We'll make it work.
We'll make it work. We'll make it work, and that's what you guys are doing to customers throughout the Mid-South, actually.
We're trying. We're trying real hard. We'll always take more.
Absolutely. You can always get more
We
business.
can add more staff.
Absolutely. You could. Let's talk a little bit about some of the programs. We've got a wide array of programs, some new stuff that's incredible.
I think we got something for everybody.
Yes, sir, we do. Yes, sir, we do.
We have talked about in the past, it's May right now. We may roll into June with this, but it's May. We've just had Mother's Day. Graduations are happening all around us. Kia has a program for college grads. If you graduated, got your diploma in the last 12 months, they're going to give you $400 off anything we got.
Right.
With any program we've got.
Absolutely. Cash. Here it is. Take off cash.
Now we're coming up to Memorial Day. Thankful for our veterans. Don't want to forget them. And Kia always has a program for them.
Okay.
If you are in the military, retired from the military, if you're in the reserves, if you served in the National Guard, if you're a spouse of somebody that served in the military, you'll get $400 off any programs we got for your service with their thanks.
Extra money.
Extra money on anything.
I was going to say a lot of these programs designed to help a lot of groups of people. And when you start talking about veterans and you start talking about mothers and you start talking about college graduates, those are the people that are in need of a little extra help to get them started away, especially when you look at college graduates. I mean, this is an opportunity for them to, most people can't go in and, number one, buy a car if they don't have any credit, but if they got somebody co-sign with them and to get them started and give them the extra money. And so, I mean, there's some good programs out there for all of us.
We even have a program for those that have no credit.
Okay.
It's called a first-time buyer program. It's available on select models, usually the Soul, the Rio, and the Forte.
Right.
Which is the lower priced because you're starting out.
Sure.
And Kia waives all the credit requirements for that program. All they want is 6 months on the job.
Okay.
And they limit your payment to a percentage of your income.
Okay.
But you don't have to have a cosigner. You just have to have a job and have a clean credit file.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
Nothing there.
Wow, first-time buyer program.
And it works. And we've got some great price points cars. I think I talked about this last month, but for starters or commuters, we've got a brand new 16 Rio sedan with an automatic transmission. Going to get 43 to 45 on the highway, and it's $14,590.
Brand new, automatic.
And if you're a college grad or military person, you can take $400 off that price.
Right, there you go.
Yeah. Now I've got a new Forte, a little bit larger. Power windows, power locks, keyless entry, Bluetooth, AM/FM radio. I got them with a manual transmission if you really want sportiness, and they're fun. They're not like the old manuals you and I grew up on.
No, they're not.
$14,690.
Right.
Or we can move you up to an automatic for $16,490.
Right.
But that car going to get in an automatic 26 in town and 36, 37 out on the road.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
It's amazing the gas, the fuel economy that these Kias get. And we've talked a lot about value on this program. We've talked about, and even in selling of Kias, we get away from price because we talk about options, we talk about convenience packages, we talk about safety features, but I mean, it's all about saving money, but a lot of value in that too, Jeff. Jeff, talk a little bit about value of it.
Well, we've talked about this story a lot, but the first thing is our warranty. Nobody has the warranty of Kia and Hyundai, their sister company, offers, which is the 560 bumper to bumper, 560 roadside assistance, and then they offer a 10-100 on the powertrain. That's free with the car.
Right.
Stays with the first owner. Okay. The bumper to bumper warranty stays with the car forever.
Okay.
The powertrain portion stays with the first owner. Then you get the fuel economy.
Sure.
And if you look at the EPA guides, this is published by the government. Nothing Kia publishes, nothing we publish. Last year, Kia was number 3 on the list from the top. Hyundai was number 1, their sister, for fuel economy. We were nearly 5 miles per gallon better than a lot of the domestic brands.
Right.
I'm not going to point my finger at anybody, but so you get 5 more miles. You get 5 more miles per gallon, possibly. You got a bumper to bumper warranty for 5 years or 60,000 miles. That nobody else does that.
Right.
There's a lot of 336 out there. And then you look at all the options on the car, and I say options, let's put features.
Right, absolutely.
Because a lot of it is standard equipment across the board. And you look at the window sticker, and you go, well, my goodness, that's thousands less than what I was looking at somewhere else.
Sure. I remember years ago, when you ordered cars, and you did this too, I mean, if you wanted this option, you got that. You could order every one of them. And now we kind of package some things together. Package together and say, look, we're going to give you this convenience package.
Matter of fact, each one of my vehicles has 2, maybe 3 packages. That's it.
Right, absolutely.
You can change some colors outside and a couple of interior color choices, but it's all very similar, and it saves money by knowing what you're going to use at the other side.
Absolutely it does.
Yes.
Absolutely it does.
But now then, let's talk about, Kia has some incentive programs coming in. This goes to the value story. Right now, we're looking towards summer because school's getting out, and that's the unofficial start of summer, even though summer doesn't start till June 21st. But right now on our Soul, on our Optima, and on our Forte, we have a program called Summers on Us.
Summers on Us.
Because Kia is going to make your first 2 car payments.
Okay.
So when you buy a new car, you got 45 days usually to your first payment. So you bought a car today in May, your first payment is going to be due sometime late June. So Kia's going to make June's, July's. Your first payment ain't going to be due August.
Wow.
And we even have, if you qualify, a 90-day deferred program that will put your first car payment in October.
Drive for free. Drive for free.
Now this is a 66-month financing plan, but it's 0% interest.
Wow.
Yeah, 66 months. Now you got to qualify credit-wise. That's Tier 1 credit.
Absolutely, Tier 1.
But that's a fabulous program, but Kia Finance has got some other fabulous APR offers with bonus cash that are low APR offers. I'm talking 2.9 money for 66 months.
Sure.
And lots of times that program with the bonus cash will trump the 0 for 66.
Is that right? Yeah, be better. Yeah, be better than that.
But right now we've got a little bit something for everybody. Believe it or not, the 17s are starting up. Kia kind of starts their year earlier. We don't wait till October. By October, I'll probably have nothing but 17s on the ground.
Right.
But we've got a few 17 models in. We've got the brand new restyled, redesigned Kia Sportage here. We invite you to come see it because it's beautiful. Got some brand new colors, exciting features. The 7, I still have a pretty good supply. Well, I'll say pretty good. I've got about 15, 16 models out there, but they're dwindling down. But we've got an array of colors here. We've still got a variety of inventory that I would put up against anybody because I think I've got a little bit of everything on the ground.
Well, when you start talking about this one may have a manual transmission, this has an automatic, this one has all loaded up, blah, 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 you are able to put in your inventory different types of vehicles and different option packages or feature packages because you guys have sold as many as most people do. I mean, obviously, in your market area, you guys do quite well. We always talk about,
and they go by percentage of penetration.
Absolutely,
and we're right up there with the best of them.
Absolutely, yeah, I guarantee you we are. I guarantee you. Guy comes in, looking for a new Kia, when y'all take these people and show them the cars, what do you think impresses these people the most? What impresses folks when they come in and say, I really like that car and I like it because, what do they like the most? What are some of the things they do say that they like about the Kia? I know there's hundreds of things.
Mostly they talk about the warranty.
Yeah.
And then they talk about the price.
Yeah.
Most everybody will say they're beautiful cars.
Absolutely they do.
Now the souls, you're on this side of the fence or this side of the fence.
Absolutely, yeah, you love them, you hate them.
But when you put somebody inside the soul, they're all right here.
Right.
They're impressed. That car has an amazing amount of room inside it.
Right.
You just don't expect it. And it's got a lot of height in it that you don't expect. And unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately, I've got one sitting back here they rolled in last week on a truck. The lady got off the road in wet weather and rolled her car down the highway. Her soul, end over end.
Right.
And the roof is not caved in.
Wow.
And her husband came in the next day and said, we want another car just like what we had. He said, she did break her back, but he said that's the only injury she had.
That's fantastic. You bet. You bet.
Just a lot of, Kia, we've talked about this, is a steel company.
Sure.
And that car, that's the reason it doesn't get 36 and 40 miles a gallon. It's got a tremendous amount of steel in it. When they did it, they rolled it at the factory. I mean, where they're producing at. They did everything they could to it to destroy the car to make sure people inside it were safe. And Kia runs that same program with everything they make. We've got an occupant classification system on these cars that is just mind-boggling. Because what it will do in a millisecond just seems impossible.
Is that right? Right.
But it's standard on every Kia. It's not something you get when you buy the top end. It's on every one of them.
And I think that's one of the things that your sales staff does such a great job of, explaining the features on the car. It's more than just the price. It's more than here's a car, it lists for this, you buy it for that, blah, 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 blah.
Well, it is.
Here are the features.
Yeah. When you buy this and they go, well, we're going to look at this. Okay. Be sure and ask about their warranty. Because the warranty that Kia gives you free, if the price on this car, which we negotiate, you're going to pay $1,800 for it to get the same coverage somewhere else.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Maybe a little bit more.
Maybe
where
more.
You're at. And another thing we don't do, and we're proud of this, we don't distort the price.
Right.
You go to a lot of dealerships and they got the factory sticker, and then they got their own little label here that, we put nitrogen in the tires and we did this and we did this, and we're going to give you a 12-month commitment for this and this and this, and we're going to charge you $2,500 for it.
That's correct. You get that anyway.
And they put that in there, and then they start using that figure. We don't do that. It's hard enough out there.
It's hard enough to buy a car.
We don't want to complicate the issue. We want you to come in here. We want you to feel at ease, look at our inventory, drive our product. That's what we want you to do, is drive our product. See how it does on the road. See how much power it has. Look at the fuel economy while you're driving. And look at all the features on it. And we're going to give you a price that we think is very fair. We're going to give you a very fair price for your trade-in. And then we're going to see if we can put a deal together.
Well, I know, and we started the show by saying we've tried to film this show a couple of different times, and we just didn't have time to do it. I mean, you guys work 7, 8 o'clock at night and selling cars, and this is the third time, and we come on a busy day where y'all had 3 customers working and trying to get things done, and when you're doing things right, people will come.
That's the one comment we continue to get after it's all over with. People will come, shake my hand, go, best buying experience ever.
Yes, sir.
Easiest time I ever had buying a car. Wish I'd been here before. I mean, and it makes you feel good. And then I can't help. There's a side of me that worries, like, are we not pushy enough to some of these people that we're going, we want to go drive this, we want to go drive that. You try to trust them and say, okay, but don't forget where you came from.
Sure, absolutely.
But I guess we're just taking that risk a little bit.
It's a fun business to be in, isn't it?
It is. It's a lot of fun.
How long have you done this business?
27 years.
27 years.
I started when I was 2.
You did, didn't you? You did. You started awfully young. Yes, sir, you did. 27 years. Well, that's a lifetime commitment, I guess, from a young man's standpoint.
I'll tell you what, these are impressive vehicles.
They are, aren't they? You sold others. You've been around others.
I've sold about every domestic brand there is, but these Kias are impressive vehicles.
They are that.
They are.
Coming from a man with 27 years.
Yeah.
27 years in this business. I think you know a little bit about whether or not it is a pretty good unit or not.
I still take tests. I try to keep up with everything. And lately, with all the technology, there's a lot of keeping up.
There is, my friend.
Yes.
There is.
Yes.
Summer's on us. Once again, explain that program.
It's now through July the 5th. Again, Forte, Soul, and Optima, 16 models. They're going to make your first 2 car payments. If you qualify, 0 interest for 66 months.
Wow.
So you're going to make 64 payments.
Yes, sir. Pretty impressive.
And if you want us to roll it up 90 days, you won't pay anything till October. That's almost summer and fall on it.
I like that. Yeah, summer and fall on it.
Yeah.
He's Jess Alaska over at Mark Key, and as we always say, before you purchase your next automobile, come by and give us a chance.
Yeah, give us
That's
a drive.
all we ask.
Yeah.
Jess Alaska, Mark Kia, south of everything in Batesville.
You've rolled up to the 2016 Kia Optima control features video. So, let's jump right into some highlights that would put you in the driver's seat if you weren't already there.
With intuitive controls, it's easy to access all the Optima's features.
And hey, look, if it's easy for this guy, believe me, it's pretty easy.
Smart Welcome is an amazing feature. As you approach your car, door handle and interior lights will turn on, and the power folding mirrors unfold.
All by detecting the presence of your smart key.
It's like it's always happy to see me.
Hey, first time for everything.
Okay, this one's great for jamming out to your favorite tunes.
Let the record show that you just said jamming out to your favorite tunes.
And while you are jamming out, it will give you a multi-dimensional sound.
Yes, it uses Clarify technology to rebuild lost details and restore music back to its original, vibrant quality. Please stop whatever you're doing, just make it stop. Let's move on to Yubo.
Okay, it's fine.
The entertainment
Bluetooth
system
technology is
conveniently
integrates
hands
your smartphone's core.
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, this is an amazing and complex feature, so I want to try and do it justice, okay?
Okay.
So, you or me?
Me.
Great. But with voice recognition technology, it's conveniently hands-free. Check this out. Call AC.
Hang on, my phone's ringing. Hey, this is AC.
Hey, it's Miles. You're an idiot.
Whatever. It's also web-enabled, so you can wirelessly connect to an internet hotspot, and speed alerts let you know if you're driving a little too fast.
Yep. The geofence uses GPS to build a digital boundary, making sure your car stays exactly where you want it to.
I knew me could do it.
Me?
We, I said we.
You said me.